the best place to work.
I love working here.
I feel very blessed.
I love it here.
I look forward to coming to work every day, being a part of this team.
Like a family away from home.
Where everyone feels like everybody knows their name.
A city that supports you. We see that with our benefits.
A pension, vacation days, job security.
Being able to be heard.
We feel valued. We feel respected.
Lee Summit is a very progressive city.
It's growing, it's thriving.
We have this drive towards not just doing a job, but doing it with a spirit of excellence. I had the opportunity to continue to grow, regardless of 30 plus years doing this kind of work.
It's more than just dollars and cents.
We're here really to give back.
Providing a service to better a community.
To go out and serve people.
To be a part of something bigger than yourself. If I would have known what I know now, years ago, I would have been here much sooner.
Lee Summit has lots of local destinations, but where do you start? Green Street, a vibrant community space in the heart of downtown, is where Lee Summit comes together. Its 3 dynamic areas have something for everyone. Green Street Market is a modern event venue and home to the downtown Lee Summit Farmers Market. Green Street Lawn is a covered performance space hosting live music, family activities, and more. Green Street Grove is a mixture of gathering spaces, an immersive playground, and bold architectural features. And all 3 areas host community events year-round. So the next time you set out to enjoy the city you love, remember, meet at Green Street.
Welcome to the Lee Summit Sign Department. We are going to walk you through our process from start to finish. We make signs as needed here. It's not like we just go out into the field and place a speed limit sign here, or no parking here. Our traffic engineers, they go through and they'll do field studies. They'll send us down an engineering work order for us to go out, place new signs or remove signs as needed. Coming from the material, our blanks come in and they're just aluminum blanks. We can put our white, our red, our fluorescent yellow, green, whatever. And basically what it looks like is just that there. Throw it up into the roller. And once we got it covered, take it to our work table here, and Tim will cut the corners, cut all the access off to where it's lined up right. As far as the plotter and the software that we use, there's a street name sign there, and he's gonna go ahead and print that out on the plotter so you can see the plotter and how it operates and runs. There's standards for the height, even just on letters on the sign blank. Basically what we have on the computer there is it's pretty much set up to those. And it goes through, it's got a very small but sharp needle that goes through and cuts everything out, letter by letter. Once that's done cutting, our next stage would be bringing it over here. Currently picking out the sign letters right now. We call it weeding or picking or however you want to call it. Next, putting it on the transfer tape. Then after it's taped, we bring it over to the roller. That's where we apply it to the actual sign blank. And we'll roll it through one time just to get the air bubbles out. And the last stage is basically just taking the transfer tape off the front of it. And there's a finished product of the street name sign. We'll take you out to the field and show you our process that we go through. We're gonna go out and follow our sign guys, get something installed for you. This is where we check our underground utilities. Tim, you got AT&T?
AT&T is back here.
Evergy, Google, so we should be good to go. We normally put all of our stuff together out in the field. Then once the base is installed, we'll go ahead and put the post in there. These come up too. Perfect. And that's how we do it. Simple, quick.
Keeping our city beautiful is a collaborative effort for all citizens. The City of Lee Summit supports these efforts with a set of guidelines or ordinances, and the city's neighborhood services team helps put those guidelines into practice. These guidelines ensure grass stays trimmed, fences are maintained, home exteriors are kept up, and much more. We can all help out by first making sure our property meets these guidelines. If you notice a potential violation on a neighbor's property, first check the guidelines on the city's website. If it is a violation, the next step is to communicate with your neighbor directly. If that is not possible, or if the problem persists, it can be reported through LS Connect. LS Connect is an online platform for submitting issues to the city. You can access it on the city website or by downloading the app through your mobile device's app store. Once you submit an issue, it is reviewed by the Neighborhood Services team. A Neighborhood Services officer will then visit the site. For any violations found, the Neighborhood Services officer will leave a notice and speak with the property owner if possible. The officer's goal is to help the property owner solve or abate the problem as quickly as possible. After a 10-day period, the officer will inspect the site to see if the issue has been abated. Normally, by this point, the issue has been resolved. If not, depending on the type of issue, an extension could be granted, or the city might fix the problem at the owner's expense. In rare cases, if all other measures have been applied, the issue will be resolved in the municipal court. Neighborhood Services officers work hard to resolve problems quickly and positively. They are here to support the community as we work together to keep our city beautiful.
Member Lovell. Thank you, Mayor. Great presentation, Ryan. Thank you. Is there any indicator that shows, are we supporting a need with...
You know, they talk about like gym rats, kids that grew up with their dads that were coaches. Like I was a city hall rat. My dad, Tom Lovell, was hired as the Parks Administrator in 1978 and spent 40 years in public service here in Lee Summit. I would go up on the weekends when he was working and I'd run around and play and do things, and I didn't know what he was doing at the time, but I just knew that was part of our weekend routine some days, was to go up and hang out at City Hall. Being part of a city from a young age to now in my adult life, you reap so many benefits from that. The people you know, you care more for something that you've been a part of. My wife and I knew we wanted to raise a family. Just trying to find a community that we thought we could raise our children in, that was good to me. And it just felt like the right move as we were deciding on a city to come back to. Fortunate to have started a business in 2018. I founded Lovell Insurance Group, and we are a business insurance brokerage. So we help businesses procure insurance. Decided to throw our flag in the ground here in Lee Summit, and it's grown. I also have this passion for learning and curiosity, and I started a podcast series. So I really enjoy this opportunity where I sit down with business owners and tell their story, and get this out to other people in hopes that maybe it betters their life and gives them some inspiration or something. It's going to be a really exciting time, and obviously this city's in my blood. My dad's been a part of it for a long time, so I'm really excited. Thank you all. A lot of people would say I was crazy, right? So why do you throw your hand up and subject yourself to going into city politics? I think, especially as I've gotten older, I just felt, maybe a civic duty, like a responsibility to say, hey, this city's been great to me. Here's a way that I can give back and take some of my skills and put them to work for the people of this city. I wanted to bring a different, maybe way of thinking and take some of my business acumen and see areas that it may apply to how we develop and grow this community, and just give a different perspective. One of our biggest challenges, but also one of our biggest opportunities, is how do we develop and grow this community? We don't want to grow too fast, but we want to grow at a pace that helps support, who and what we are as a community. So, we've got a lot of opportunities, whether that be through development or parks. We've got a lot of land coming on board. So I just think it's important, it's a challenge, but it's also our greatest opportunity. And so we just got to be smart how we do that. It's just asking some different questions. Like I'm one that, I'm not contrarian for contrarian's sake. What I am is someone will tell me something and then I want to get to that position with them by just asking thoughtful questions along the way. And then if I can get there, then I feel like we've answered everything we can to move that forward versus, hey, here's kind of how we've done it. I'm never this is how we do it, this is how we've always done it, and this is how we'll continue to do it. Office of Council Member for District 2. All of my practical experience has put me in this position to serve, and I just raised my hand and said I want to do that. For which I was elected on April 5th, 2022. I feel this obligation to carry this legacy that my dad did, my family did, and then giving my kids an environment to grow up in that makes them want to come back. My kids have started rec sports through the Parks and Recreation system, and I'm watching them play soccer on this sport field that, you know, my dad helped develop. And my dad's sitting there with me, right? I mean, that's the stuff that really matters in life.
2026 Legislative and Intergovernmental Relations Committee meeting. Can I have a roll call, please?
Chairperson Carlisle.
Present.
Councilmember Funk.
Present.
Councilmember Shields.
Here.
And Mayor Baird.
And he said he was going to be gone, I believe.
Yeah. So I won't call him for future roll calls. We'll just leave it.
Okay. All right. So can I have an approval of the agenda as published? Or a motion, I'm sorry.
Chair, I move to approve the agenda as published.
Thank
Second.
you. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Shields.
Aye.
Chairperson Carlisle.
Aye.
Councilmember Funk.
Aye.
Okay, next we are on to public comments. Did we get any public comments, Gina? Nope. Okay.
None that I'm aware of.
All right. Okay, so next we are to business. So item A, 2026-7415, approval of the December 15th, 2025 Legislative and Intergovernmental Relations Committee action letter. Do I have a motion?
Chair, I move to approve the December 15th action letter.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Can I have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Funk.
Aye.
Councilmember Shields.
Aye.
Chairperson Carlisle.
Aye. Okay, that passes. Next on the agenda, item B, 2026-7413, an update from Mr. Head on the filed bills for the 2026 session. Mr. Head.
Thank you. Really, there's not a whole lot to report yet. We're just getting started with the legislative session, although there was a hearing on Wednesday, I believe, on a bill that would preempt the city's ability to have an ordinance like our Tobacco 21 ordinance. There's several different lobbies out there that have been working on that particular bill for several years. I would say the theme for this year so far in the legislature is we're seeing a lot of the same legislation that we've seen the last couple of years come through. There isn't anything really big that we see that is new. We may have different emphasis put on things. And you know, the hearings are beginning to gin up a little bit earlier than they have in the last year, because last year was a new legislature, and this is the second year of the legislature, and those committees are already formed. So things are looking like they're moving a little bit faster. The state of the state address was on Tuesday from the governor, and I think the most notable thing that came from that was the governor's desire to get rid of the income tax, the state income tax, over the course of 5 years. We don't really have a lot of detail yet on what will replace that, although the governor did indicate increases to sales tax, but not only increases to sales tax, but an expansion of the types of things that are taxed via sales tax and use tax, including things like services. So it may be that your local lawyer will have to start charging a sales tax, or you know, somebody that mows your yard would have a sales tax, or you know, a repair guy would have to charge a sales tax. So that is out there right now. One bill that I noted, let me find the right spot here. There's a bill, and I may have mentioned this one before because I find it really interesting. There is a bill that establishes sort of a minimum requirements for meetings of public governmental bodies. Things like allowing public comments at 3 minutes. I mean, that's one of the items that is in there. So after reviewing it, everything in there is already things that we do, so we would be compliant, you know, regardless of whether they pass the ordinance. But it does kind of go against the idea that cities and counties and governmental bodies need to be able to provide for some of their own governance. We don't necessarily need the state telling them everything to do that they need to do. We do have another filing this year that would move local elections from the normal April municipal election date, or when school districts and everyone has those elections to the general election day in November. So that bill is out there again, but that bill has been out there for several years. Let's see, there was one other one that I wanted to mention. There are always bills dealing with taxes and exemptions, and there's all of that again. Building permit issuance deadlines, those bills are back. I would just say until we begin to see what really starts to move, it's difficult to know where to sort of put our treasure and what we want to try to support or what we may need to try to oppose in certain ways. It's a lot easier to support something than it is to oppose, though. So, but with that, I don't see anything that is remarkably new or different or in any way more threatening than anything we've had the last few years.
Okay, well, I guess that's good. I mean, if they get the same amount of stuff done they've been getting done, we're good. So
it is an election year.
That's true. That's true. Okay. Anybody have any questions for Brian on the currently filed bills at the state? No? Okay, next we will move on to 2026-7414, continued discussion of the federal lobbyist. Mr. Head.
Thank you, Chair. We have in your packet, we've worked up a full, given your guidance at the last meeting, we worked up a full sole source contract amendment, understanding that this is sort of going to be a pilot and it's less than 1 year. We've worked up in it the entire thing. We did receive a sort of a short proposal from our current lobbyist. The pricing was an additional $5,000 a month, which just essentially doubles their fee. So it would mean that during this current budget year, we would need about $25,000 beyond what we presently had budgeted. I talked with Crystal and I talked with the city manager, and they felt that there was funding available from a couple of different sources within, for example, council budget and admin budget, that we would be able to fund that activity. So it would be $25,000 for the remainder of this fiscal year, and then $25,000 for the next fiscal year. Understanding that this particular contract ends as of the end of November. And just so you all know, there was a real reason why we did that for the end of November as opposed to the end of the year. Back 3 years ago when we did this, it's because the pre-filing starts in December, and we wanted a lobbyist in place that was going to be our lobbyist for the whole year when that pre-filing started. So we weren't changing horses like, pre-filing happens, we've been getting reports, and then all of a sudden we've switched lobbyists. We didn't want to have that. We wanted that continuity. So we do have this contract running through November. We will go back out to bid for a new contract, and this is a conversation we will probably need to have after the committee reforms in June, July. We'll need to have a discussion about whether we want to do a combined federal state lobbyist, whether we want to do them as two separate lobbying efforts, how we want to look at that. But we will need to go out for a new bid process probably starting in like August, about the normal time when we would begin our meetings and start talking about our priorities for the year. But we do have it all worked up. If it is the desire of this committee to go forward with this, I do have things prepared with the city clerk so that we can, if it would happen to be moved forward with a recommendation for approval today, we could have it on the city council agenda for next Tuesday.
Okay. All right. Anybody have any questions about potential for a federal lobbyist and what's in the packet there? No? Do I have any motions?
And I apologize, I did not pre-prepare a motion for this today. I did not think to do that. I apologize.
It's okay. I think we can figure it out.
Yeah.
So,
Go ahead,
so with
Councilmember
the,
Schultz.
oh no, it's okay. So we would be looking at considering a motion to move forward with adding on these federal services for the remainder of the fiscal year?
Yes, and if it would be helpful, if I can get my computer to respond, I should be able to pull up the actual ordinance that I wrote so you could use the caption.
Okay.
Just one moment.
I think, Chair, just as general discussion, we've been discussing this for quite a while. I think it would be worth trying it for the remainder of the fiscal year and seeing how it goes. And then as we get into the process of rebidding these services later, to have a better idea of how we felt about having those services and how valuable they were. And I don't have a ton to say, just 'cause I feel like we sort of talked this issue through quite a bit in prior meetings, but once we get a possible motion up, I think it would make sense to try it out.
Great.
Crystal, can you turn on sharing? Okay, looks like you did. All right, got it.
So the only thing that I would ask for those on the committee now is that if this does go forward and we do get the approval to do this, just kind of keep track in your head and maybe shoot emails to Brian about once this starts happening, what you do like, what you don't like. That way he has those notes for the next committee who's going to have to actually look at a full contract with the possibility of a federal person. So I would just ask that maybe we do that if we have any thoughts as we go along. Okay, I'm ready for a motion. I cannot hear you, Councilmember Shields, if you're speaking.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't. And
Okay.
if there's something being shared on the screen, I've got it on my phone, so I can't see super well. But
okay.
I think I see it now. Okay, so I move to send to council for approval an ordinance approving a sole source agreement between the City of Lee Summit and Versa Governmental Strategies LLC for federal lobbying services in an amount not to exceed $50,000, and authorizing the city manager to execute the same by and on behalf of the city.
Second.
Great. I have a motion and a second to move on approval of a sole source agreement for federal lobbying. Can I have a roll call, please?
Chairperson Carlisle?
Aye.
Councilmember Funk?
Aye.
Councilmember Shields?
Aye.
Okay, great. That moves on to full council with a recommendation of approval. Next we have roundtable. Roundtable from anyone? Nope.
Just the change in the meeting date.
Okay, so everybody's good with us changing it to February 12th that is present, correct? All right, so let's go ahead and make that move, Gina, and then send it out to let everybody know. Once again, I'm not promising I can be here, but I am sure you guys can handle it. And do we have anything else? Crystal, Brian, do you have anything?
I don't. I would just say, Gina, if you would, when we get this kind of going in the system, we might let Councilmember Pryor know that we may need the alternate that day, if possible.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, well, if there's nothing else, then I will adjourn this meeting at 11:46 a.m. Have a great day, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.